We've been going back and forth. You think I only want sex? Of course I want it. Look at you, but that ain't my intentions. I've been trying to soak you up, maybe learn something. I said I would never chase, but you keep on running. You know all of my exes, you think I still do too. I just had to change my number, but I'll never lose you. I just got back into town, I'm just trying to unwind. Let me ride around your mind. I'm pulling up at 3. This car just ain't the same without you here next to me. All I wanna do is ride slow, hey, ride slow, hey, ride slow, like a ghost. Ride slow, hey, ride slow, like a ghost. She got a kid, she ain't got a lot of free time. I tell her you need a lot more me time, yeah. She got what everybody likes, she's everybody's type, yeah, yeah. I know that your man took flight, yeah, yeah. I know that your money ain't right, yeah, yeah. I saw you at your worst, still think you're the best. I'ma scoop you tonight, yeah, yeah. I'm pulling up at 3. This car just ain't the same without you here next to me. All I wanna do is ride slow, hey, ride slow, hey, ride slow, like a ghost. Ride slow, hey, ride slow, hey, ride slow, like a ghost.
Counter-terrorists win.
Welcome to my command. Un peu d'Amsterdam dans la bouche. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Une bouffée d'oxygène dans la couche. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dans le vide, je respire à peine. Le succès m'a donné des ailes. La même bitch qui me tournait les deux mains en photo dans l'appareil. Bientôt riche. Comme moi, comme mon aura fait mouche. Allô, la terre ici, y'a pas d'eau. Je loue comme un son de franc-maçon. Qui sont-ils vraiment? I don't know. Avant Dieu, y'a rien de toutes les façons. Arrête, tout est beau. C'est la même chose. Oh, elle est gros. Quand elle marche dans le dos. Et on fait tourner, ça sent la couche. Un peu d'Amsterdam dans la bouche. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Une bouffée d'oxygène dans la couche. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dans le vide, je respire à peine. Le succès m'a donné des ailes. La même bitch qui me tournait les deux mains en photo dans l'appareil. Bientôt riche. Comme moi, comme mon aura fait bouche.
Vers succès, c'est pas trompé. Vers succès, c'est ne pas se tromper. Tant de billets jaune, vert, violet. J'ai tout nié pour balancer. Tout est écrit, ouais, qu'ils m'ont dit. Les mêmes qui ont dit que j'arriverai pas. Jamais négro sans terre en vie. Jamais négro ne baisse les bras. J'illumine, j'élimine, ennemi. Et maintenant, pas de parole, pas de tête sur les dips. Si je rime dans la ville, c'est que je suis sur les gens. Grosse salope, 4 pattes sur le bitume. Inoffensive, je fume. Une offensive, je tue. Une gencive de plus. Sur le bitume, j'accumule un brouillard bagarre de rue. J'prends le réseau négro, j'te laisse que le wifi. Au studio, j'fais que du sale. Au studio, tu me fais que du bruit. Il tue pour prendre nos terres comme j'y bouge ça dans mes IP. J'ai toujours pas navigué, pourtant j'connais que des rapides. Dums, dums.
Un peu d'Amsterdam dans la bouche. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Une bouffée d'oxygène dans la couche. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dans le vide, je respire à peine. Le succès m'a donné des ailes. La même bitch qui me tournait les deux mains en photo dans l'appareil. Bientôt riche. Comme moi, comme mon aura fait mouche. Ding dong, plein le monde. Je marche dans la ville comme une âme en fracas. En attendant qu'il tombe sous le haka. J'observe comme King Kong au-dessus de Manhattan. On a déjà une planque, je suis fracas. Allongé dans une tombe pleine de vues tracas. Je viens d'un autre monde, si je ne m'y fais pas. Que cela ne t'étonne, je viens de là-bas. Tout ceci est louche. Un peu d'Amsterdam dans la bouche. Ah, traîne dans la couche. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dans le vide, je respire à peine. Le succès m'a donné des ailes. La même bitch qui met tout nail et devant en photo dans l'appareil. Bientôt. Comme moi, comme Mundo, fait mouche. Celle que j'aimais, mon jus d'avance dans le bien, j'ai pas pu m'arranger, j'ai pas regardé quoi. J'ai pas les mots, car mon regret, j'ai que les meilleurs pour la dinette. À cet âge, j'ai tous mes listes, les victimes me disent, j'aurais pas dû mettre. J'aurais pas la mystique, là où personne c'est la question. J'suis taré, j'suis rôti, dans un biscuit, encore rien encore, j't'aurais bien mis là. Dans le petit amour, le pire, en fait, tous les pieds de la route, je me brûlais les ailes.
She played the fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hands. And baby, I just wanna dance. I met her on Grafton Street, right outside of the bar. She shared a cigarette with me while her brother played the guitar. She asked me, what does it mean? The Gaelic ink on your arm. Said it was one of my friend's songs. Do you want to drink on? She took Jamie as a chaser, Jack for the fun. She got Arthur on the table with Johnny riding a shotgun. Chatted some more, one more drink at the bar. Then put Van on the jukebox, got up to dance. You know she played her fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hands. And baby, I just wanna dance with my pretty little Galway girl. You're my pretty little Galway girl. Hey. You know she beat me at darts and then she beat me at pool. And then she kissed me like there was nobody else in the room. As last orders were called was when she stood on the stool after dancing to Kaylee singing to trad tunes. I never heard Carrick Fergus ever sung so sweet. A cappella in the bar using her feet for a beat. Oh, I could have that voice playing on repeat for a week. And in this packed out room where she was singing to me. You know she played her fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hands. And baby, I just wanna dance, my pretty little Galway girl. My Galway girl. My Galway girl. My Galway girl. Now with us said I welcome in it's closing time. I was holding her hand was holding mine. Our coats both smell of smoke, whiskey and wine as we fill up her lungs with the cold air of the night. I walked her home, then she took me inside. Finished some Doritos and another bottle of wine. I swear I'm gonna put you in a song that I write about a Galway girl and a perfect night. She played the fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hands. And baby, I just wanna dance, my pretty little Galway girl. My Galway.
Reach out, touch faith.
You're
on run slower, ça c'est cool ça.
Ouais.
Nice!
Vidare.
Let's go guys!
Det går säkert med det.
C'est pas
Ska vi göra det?
Regarde les uns, c'est exciting.
Sitter.
Nice!
Nej, jag ska...
Importa
Vector
varandra.
is the force.
Dai, bra, forse lo trovi. Andiamo, vedi.
Yeah, so just a reminder that you can still get tickets for the major over in Boston. We certainly want you to join us. There's a few left. So go to eleague.com/major to make sure you join us. And maybe you'll see crazy games like that. Maybe you won't even see FaZe there. Sadakist joining us on the desk with Yanko. Where to begin? First of all, I don't want to live on a planet where Moses is right. I think that's upsetting enough. But I mean, look, let's talk about the problems with FaZe before we get into the brilliance of Vega in that match. Because they didn't look great against Team Liquid. We're like, well, Team Liquid do have a solid core 4. So we'll let that one slide, and it's day one. But it was overpass. You know, you'd expect FaZe to do really well on it. And here they've been manhandled by Vegas Squad.
They seem a little bit sloppy in terms of duels, in terms of aim. I think yesterday against Liquid, you could see that Rain wasn't getting comfortable position like he normally did in the bathrooms on overpass. And here today, he was getting Boiler on the T side, but then doing nothing with it. I think it wasn't until round 9 they finally said, screw it, let's take the Arch side with force rather than sitting back. Because every time they sat back, that's fine, because FaZe normally wins those duels, but today they weren't. They were just getting overrun. Guardian as well, like, looks at the Molotov, he's like, oh, I'm fine, double nade. Like, they just didn't anticipate anything correctly.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, the fearless play style from Vegas Squadron, Yanko, just not intimidated. They had that self-belief, taking duels and winning them against this FaZe team.
Yeah, their game plan was perfect. It reminded me a lot of their decider game in the previous major qualifier against Dignitas, where they also started off on the CT side, played very aggressive, and completely manhandled Dignitas, and, you know, that's alright, but this is FaZe Clan. It's supposed to be one of the second best team in the world, has some of the best individuals in the world. They're supposed to be better than this. Okay, you start off slow, maybe you underestimate them a little bit, but you have to be able to adjust to that aggressive play style. You know, they're sitting back, sending 1 or 2 player inside Banana when Vega is like taking it every single time. It's double Molotovs, double nade onto tree. It's like you have to realize you can't do it early on when they have control of the economy. You need to be able to adjust, maybe pop flash through that mid smoke, try to brute force your way in, take control of mid at least, do something. You know, something that really bothers me is that FaZe has this execute where they smoke off pit on A and they go towards the site, right? And they did that in a best of 3 against SK. I think it was Pro League final. I don't remember, doesn't matter. So they smoke that off. They have a player in pit is still alive, right? They smoke it off. The guy is stranded there. He can't do anything. And Kerrigan in that game, in this game as well, goes through the smokes to hunt that player instead of just like clearing the. That's what the execute is for. You want to smoke off pit. You don't have to worry about it. Plant a bomb inside, and then, you know, maybe take control of Arch or deal with that guy later. It happens 2 times. Like, you're the in-game leader. You're supposed to know what's happening, what the play is designed for. It just tells you that, like, they start panicking a little bit when they start losing. You're supposed to be one of the best teams in the world. You need to have the mental fortitude. You need to have the composure, and you need to be able to adjust. I think that their T sides recently have been their main weakness, and it's something that, you know, is going to be a huge problem once they get to the actual major tournament.
I mean, you might as well change the name of the studio to the aquarium, because the sharks have some bite in here. Little Vega. Not bad, right? Gotta get some wordsmiths in there eventually. No, I mean, listen, they were really good. Mir again was phenomenal individually, but I do agree with what you're saying with Kerrigan especially. There was another play as well when he was trying to read in a clutch situation a 1 versus 3 retake. And Nico comes around from Arch side, CT side. Kerrigan had already peeked on his own, got shot in a crossfire from pit, and instead of backing off, just starts panic spraying at a wall, thinking he's going to take someone down. It was a complete breakdown.
We foreshadowed this on day 1. I mean, we sat here on this desk and we said, interesting story, actually, about Kerrigan says, I don't want to play Vega, and I've got this mental block against him, and lo and behold, it's all sort of kind of come to pass. I mean, we couldn't.
Listen, no mental block should be in the way of you beating Vegas with like this lineup that you have, right? That's the problem. 3v3 on B bomb side, guys coming out of Ruins. No one is watching Ruins. Like, he kills 2 players in the back. Those are just some things that should never be allowed to happen. And I don't want to put this win on Mir. I really think it was a team effort. When you look at the scoreboard as well in the first half, everyone was more or less close. Yes, he again had some highlight rounds, but this just is perfect execution of a very well thought out game plan, and it just FaZe had to do better.
Sean, I know you don't want to put the win solely on Mir, but can we talk about Mir?
Well, no,
I thought he was amazing.
And I do agree, Yanko's right in saying that you can't put it solely on him. They looked very organized. Everything they did had a backup to it. They were trading well, they were taking position well. But Mir looks amazing, and JR looked better today and more consistent on the op, which yesterday that was kind of the one player we highlighted that didn't. Mir is, this guy's world class. This guy's awesome. Like, we've seen I made the joke about the aquarium because remember it was the NIP win here last year in the qualifier.
Oh yeah, they love it out here.
Yeah, and Mir was good then too. And we don't see them enough perhaps to give them the credit they deserve. Again, they were at Krakow, but we didn't see them because we only saw them in group stages. We didn't see them enough. And I thought, all right, maybe 1 or 2 performances. This guy's got some game. This guy's looking consistent right now.
I said a couple of times. Then when they had that breakout performance last year at the qualifier, that I saw him as a potential substitute for Dosha and Gambit at the time because Dosha was struggling and, he, like, with his play style would be a very good fit for that lineup. But then Dosha stepped up, Gambit even became the major champion, so no need for a roster change there. But perhaps some of the other CIS teams
might
look to Mir
not
as
every
an
manager
upgrade.
was seen running towards Vegas squadrons.
Well, this is the interesting thing, though.
Sweating bullets.
Yeah, well, because we've had people criticize in the past the CIS region, like the minor being the least significant. The fact is, they've got a number of spots right now in the major seed because of the number of teams that still made it through. So the fact that they're continuing to do well, and if they make it into the main event again, it opens up opportunity for teams behind them to make it into minors, to make a better name for themselves. It develops the whole scene by everyone being more consistent.
I agree. I think it's interesting. No need to look at the screen now.
No. I was going to say maybe
completely irrelevant.
They came in my ear and they went, well, look, we've got this screenshot that proves that Moses is right. Yeah, but hang on. He has got other ones wrong, okay? This isn't all about Moses, right? It's my major. No, yeah.
Hey, actually,
you get that one right.
The sole analyst did this. How many did you have right on that?
What?
I didn't see how many.
You're breaking up in my ear. I don't hear much about
the screen's gone. I couldn't see it anyway. I think we're fine.
Right. Well, yeah, we're going to end this segment. I'm just going to point out as well. I think Smix is beating us all. So, yeah, just a heads up about that. We've got to restore some pride if we're all meant to be analysts. Okay, anyway, we're going to have an interview talking about Smix. She spoke to everyone's favourite street magician, Shazam.
Hey Shazam, when I spoke to Sean yesterday, he talked about how at the middle of last year you guys went through a bit of a slump. Talk about the process of what it was like getting out of that and regaining motivation again.
Yeah, we went through a couple of issues this summer, and it was kind of hard to just get through it. But we all ended up I ended up moving to the gaming house, and so we all were in the area and we started practicing together with all of us in the house. And just through spending a lot of time together, I think the relationships on the team developed a lot, and so things are a lot better now.
And do you think that was a big part of your personal improvement as well? Because you were one of the players that in the past people criticized you because they thought that your online performance was better than offline. But at the end of last year, you had a big improvement. At the Pro League finals, you had a really great performance there. So what do you attribute your personal improvement to?
I just think it comes down to a lot of hard work. We've all been working closer together. We've done a lot more boot camping this year, and just really not just scrimming and mindlessly scrimming. We've been more focusing on the things we do and our structure as a team and developing the way we want to do things. So
well, that's really great to hear, and we saw it in a really great performance yesterday against Flipside. Today it's going to be a tougher opponent with G2, but they have had their consistency issues. So what are your thoughts on them?
I know the Frenchies we have are really excited to play against them. Obviously, I would have preferred I would have preferred a different opponent to match up against, but if we want to make it far in any tournament, we're going to have to beat some of the best teams. So it'll be cool to see how we test early in the tournament.
Love to hear it. NA Frenchies versus EU Frenchies. Richard, back to you.
Yeah, thanks very much. So, Misfits. They're going to be taking on a G2 here, and this is a team, Matt, that's been growing in stature, getting those wicked best-of-1 results, and actually starting to look like the real deal. Sean's done it again.
I was just going to say quickly that Smix has never been to Montreal if she thinks that those guys are NA French. Those guys can actually speak French, unlike most of the people I know in Quebec. So, that said, listen, I've been singing their praises for a while. Like I said yesterday, they fought through the minor. They improved every game. They've been improving overall, and I think Sean finally feels like he has some tools he can work with. He's finally invigorated by this, and he's accepting the challenge. In fact, he's reveling in it, and he's done very well setting this team up for success. The roles make a lot of sense right now with how they're working, and Shazam has always kind of had that love-hate. You had a lot of fans, had a lot of support, didn't do so well in Cloud9, but he's always had the skill, and I think he's finally hitting decent consistency.
I was just going to say, I think he's finally freed himself from all of the nonsense that he's involved himself in career life.
Maturity.
Yeah, he matured, looks a lot happier, and it's starting to show in terms of his results. I mean, like I say, a formidable player on current form. definitely an argument to say he's the best AWPer in NA. And one of the reasons I think that they're going to do is, I started thinking about this, Shanko. Let's obviously move over and talk about G2, their opponents. You know, with that weird happy interview we had from Envious today and their results and how they're not playing well, and G2 weren't playing well against Flash and almost had a wobble, and they're sort of talking about maybe the French Revolution's already happened. Kiyoshima's coming back. This is what happened last time when the French teams capitulated at a big event.
Yeah, I was tweeting out, you know, potential lineups. I think at this point it's obvious that XMS and Sixer are not really, you know, at a level that where Envious can, you know, break back into the tier 1 scene, and you know what's going Kiyoshima, Zivu and so forth. But I sound to what about, you know, the Misfits guys, the French players there? And it was actually a very good idea. I think they need a bit more tournaments to prove themselves. They haven't been, you know, at that many tier 1 tournaments. But yes, I also agree with Matt. Misfits have definitely been on an upwards trajectory, but we have to remember they're playing G2, who are one of the, you know, world-class teams that we have in Counter-Strike. Yes, very inconsistent when it comes to playing other tier 1 teams, but, you know, they have some world-class players, and I like that in the break that they've had and in the practice, Shox is going to be a bit more in the focus, you know, in terms of delivering on the server and not just trying to be the puppet master from behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think that Shox has to be back into the limelight, and I think I'm glad they made that decision. I'm just wondering if they made it a little bit too late before a major. Normally, playing against, you know, this sort of, we'll call these guys tier 2 teams, you know, Misfits, and some of the likes in this event, you'd think, oh, this is a great shape-up event, except that this is the major now, right? You've got to perform, and I wonder if they've done enough prep to do it, because you're going to change a lot when you throw a different in-game leader in. You're trying to give Shox freedom beside Kenny S. I think Kenny's going to flourish from this as well if it goes well, but it's going to take some time, and I'm skeptical as to how far along they are with it, but I know they're going to have look, even an event that goes badly, they always have 1 or 2 games where they stand out. So, you know, we're going to see something from it at some point in time.
And I can tell you the map, Misfits have chosen Cobblestone, and G2 will be on the CT side. So this is an interesting one, because I know Sean fancies himself and fancies his team on Cobblestone. I think they got a good pick here, but of course French teams historically have done well. Kenny S always performs well on this map, apart from that one significant time he didn't with the Tears. So
at the minor, however, Misfits played Cobblestone, and they'd only played it like once, and they did really well on it, which is why I think they've stuck to it, and they've probably practiced it since. But it was almost like a surprise to them that they were amazing on this map. I think I favor toward G2. Shox and Kenny can go off at any time on this map. At drop room especially, Shox is an absolute beast.
And this is one of those maps where you can live and die by those force buys of G2, and they actually, it's, you know, you can be fairly successful with it. They don't just buy and run around. They do have execute set strategies for those rounds, and I think that's where, you know, they are going to have an advantage by winning some of those rounds, breaking the economy of Misfits. I think they're going to struggle when they don't have all of the nades and good weaponry, because G2s are the masters of those low buys and clinging their way back into the game.
So your prediction then, Young?
I'm going with G2.
So G2. Now, I know you're a bit conflicted, Matt, because
I haven't tweeted it.
This map, and you even tweeted that you didn't want to let Misfits down. So this is the chance to rectify what I think is a horrible mistake. I think G2 were there for the taking.
Oh, you know, I kind of want to agree, but in my heart of hearts, I feel like G2's got to show up, and they're going to perform, and this is the perfect map for them to do it. If Shox is going to get back into the limelight, this is a map he normally takes control and takes a lot of map space on. So for that reason, I'm going to stick to what I said. It's on paper, so I kind of have to. I really want to see a great performance from Misfits. I think it'll be close, but I'm going to go G2.
All right, then. So we are going to go...
Cover all the bases.
My heart says one thing, my gut says the other.
All right, so we are going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to find out if Sean Gers can mastermind a victory over the most electrifying man in esports, Shox, and his G2 team. We will see you shortly.
I can do it.